1746, Tuesday, August 27, 2024. Time for the Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting in Merriam Community Center.
There is another hall or building, Madison J. Walker School.
Yep.
Is on the state register now. They're trying to get it on the national register, and they have all kinds of plans. And what they'd like to see there as a historical center.
Where is
Sonic.
Oh,
Ish.
I'm trying to think about which way I'm facing right now. Sonic on Merriam Drive.
East, and that's the front of the community center.
Because that's where I normally sit, and so.
That's facing south. The library is south.
Yeah.
So it's a,
Hobby Lobby is north. Yeah, yeah.
but, there hasn't been a lot of advantage to the historic registration.
I always thought it was unique. Back when I came, my job interview, I drove around, see what Merriam, the city, and it was interesting because you have house, and brand new house, okay? Or then you have house that's like, I don't know how much next to them, but then 2 houses later, beautiful house.
Yeah.
It was really was a mix.
It's not a great city for HOAs, which is fine.
Yeah.
I was pleased to learn that. There are some strong groups of neighbors.
Yeah.
But, we came from Midtown, where the HOAs were, it was like battle stations with your HOA.
Oh, yes.
So energetically engaged with all of that.
Where everything was a big deal.
And it was tagged.
Hello, David, how are you?
Good.
How are you? Good.
Screening all the time. It's I don't want to live someplace where we're screening.
Yeah. Not good.
But having spent a year now at the state and helping people get tax credits and historic preservation grants and heritage trust fund grants for restoration of historic property. We live in a 90-year-old house. We should
Yeah.
be doing that.
Why not? Yeah.
There is a lot of misunderstanding of the rules and regulations that accompany the registers.
Right.
Only if you don't understand it. Then you gotta play by the rules.
So, I got
Jim, otherwise it's an Airbnb.
Very nice.
Do whatever you want to your property.
Yeah. I apologize, I washed my wife's car at lunchtime, so I caused the rain showers to come.
I'm all for it.
I'm like.
No problem.
Good to
My
know.
trees need it.
I love seeing your daughter come in for swim lessons. She is so precious.
She loves it, yeah. It's hard to get her away from.
She's always got little pigtails in and she's just adorable. She started waving recently to me. Before she would just be like, who are you? But now
Yes,
she,
yeah.
I think she's familiar.
Yeah, she's at that phase where it's like, half
Hello,
the people
hello,
she
how are you,
like
George?
waves and is super
Yeah.
excited about, and almost like wants to
Greetings.
walk home with them, and then the
Yeah.
other half is like, kind of stares at him like, I don't know about you.
She came up and gave me a high five yesterday. It was so funny.
That's awesome.
She's adorable. And she
Well,
must be a
she-
fantastic
she-
swimmer.
You built that
She loved it,
rapport,
yeah.
you're cool now.
Yeah, no, me
you-
and Lily we're tight.
She floats on her back better than I do, so.
Yeah,
that's
she's
awesome.
taking swim lessons all the time. So.
Well, that's what you wanna do, is start them young and,
I didn't learn how to swim until I was like 6, I think. So
Yeah.
good deal.
Month or so, like, a little over a month ago, it started clicking where like she was like, oh, okay, like, actually kind of swim or whatever, and then she's been kind of taking off from there. For a while, she was just kind of like, I don't know, like, I'll just kind of float on my back if you make me to, kind
Yeah.
of splash around. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, but.
So there was, my grandson's with me, and so we were in the therapy pool, and Mary Jo came in, and she was about ready to do a lesson. There was this little girl, she couldn't be more than she was under 3, maybe 2, 2.5.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Watch this." She just dove from the steps, and I mean, she swam the whole length of the therapy pool to her, and I was like, wow, she is gonna be a good swimmer.
Okay, I'm still not used to, I look over and I go, who is that man?
Who is that man?
Yes,
That's Mr. Evan.
That's me.
it is me. It is me.
That's me.
It's bearded me.
Yeah. And you get a haircut and it's a bird dog. Same.
Well, that never happened on a job site.
Huh?
That never happened on a job site.
That's what I'm learning, so I am alright there. That's when I get home. So.
How's George?
Yeah, you need to start.
Yeah.
Maybe a reunion.
Oh, the
Oh, that video.
Video, yeah.
That was cute. I like that
my caption to my family was, "Not to quit my day job,
one.
but wait a minute, this is my day job." I mean, the material was my day job. Yes, I was like, what have I done?
Is there anybody we know that's gonna be absent?
Huh?
Is there anybody we know that's gonna be absent?
Yeah, Kathy's still.
Just throw more transitions, audio voiceover,
Yeah,
Bunch of
yeah.
pop-ups that flash up everywhere.
Yes, yeah, anything she could have done to help me out, but yeah.
Brenna did a really good job
Yeah, she
editing.
did.
Not that it wasn't great in its raw form.
Right. Yeah, there was definitely some editing tips. I wanted her to make me look thinner, that didn't quite pan out, but other than that.
Or Photoshop.
Yes, yes.
My company, so like, I have all these like skydiving videos, so
Oh,
then I
yes.
started like editing them, so then I got like the, software, and then especially during COVID, they're like, oh yeah, can you do like training videos and stuff, online since we're not doing it in person. So, the company I just switched to, like, showed them some of the ones, and they're like, well, hey, yeah, this is gonna be your job, I guess. So,
Yes, you're
I
like,
don't know
wow,
about that, but-
you're like, yeah. Show them your talents.
Yeah, I know, I was like, oh, they let the cat out of the bag, yeah.
Where you at now?
So Katie,
But it was with, the county board earlier.
Katie,
And I said, like, yeah.
their kids, back to school night is tonight.
But, I'm like getting
So I told her that
maybe we're
maybe
whatever.
there's anything we can vote on, or if we have one
Like from
for.
the guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So say,
Yeah, they
she would like to leave her.
they're growing really, really fast, and they're having.
But she's-
I mean, I'm anticipating super fast
That's
meeting,
going
but
with it.
if
And that's
we,
kinda.
depends on the,
The longest.
Crest tube. if they,
I wouldn't be surprised, I mean, everywhere's kind of struggling, getting people. but-
no. It's just the new, hey, there he is.
Most
Have a
of these
reputation
people
as a-
will know about.
Yeah. So, how we doing?
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
You guys that came to Dunn that were, God, worked forever, never made it. One guy was, different guy. Their guy was, I needed to swim.
I've been telling everybody, apologize. I cleaned my wife's car at my lunch hour, that's what caused the
That's a trend.
rainstorm.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Why today? Why?
Still use it.
Oh, yeah, you're saying, yeah, super young for you, yeah, you're probably.
I had to do it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, I didn't know this was for rain, yeah.
Cause I mean, what
It was in
happened
the
is there was,
forecast.
a gap, around 2008 or like
Attention.
2015 where no one was like getting into construction.
Five voting members, so we're all
So,
in quorum.
Yeah.
That's the opposite, so there's a big kind of gap in between experience
Yeah,
and everybody's retiring.
yeah, that's true.
So do you have
But,
two
yeah,
tonight?
That's why you're seeing that.
Open house?
So,
The high school.
Grass isn't always greener on the other side, but yeah, it just kind of, some of it just depends on what project you're in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you, well,
I mean, the only one I have
There's
over
7 other
here
ones.
is, St.
Yeah.
Luke's,
Which I'm grateful to do that.
yes.
It's not like you
Or
guys
whatever,
are going
so.
to the high school world very much anymore.
No.
New wing.
Yeah, they're building big.
Well, the grade school was last year.
Well, not big, but.
My son, the second room we went into is the English classroom. And the teacher was like the student's age, like, I mean, she, because, she, went to college 4 years, so obviously she's 4 years older. But she looked like, one of the kids. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh.
The boys there at their school, they have, well, my middle school has 2 teachers,
Yeah.
this is their first teaching job. You love it, cause they have so much energy.
By energy, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's still
Excited,
care.
they're not tainted.
Yes, yeah,
The
exactly, they're
kids
not.
haven't starved
Really,
them yet.
I will,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah, they do got growing pains, I
There's
mean,
no high school.
and then they're, one of the grapes, yeah.
No, yeah, they're all out, yeah, my baby's 21, so.
So the company I'm with right now, especially.
UCF.
They're not chasing work unless they know. like,
Huh?
like,
Yes, the mules.
We've been tearing, we've been turning down a lot of work, you know, just because we make it right, and
Oh.
get money and all that.
Like she does this
Yeah,
little
yeah,
hand
like-
gesture, she's
Oh,
like.
I don't know.
They incentivize.
Oh, I-
Like,
Well, of course, my other
they're
daughter,
kinda like,
she'll
yeah, you get the
graduate this
job,
December
it's like,
from
oh,
nursing,
you know,
and
make
she's
that
in
shit
Arkansas,
happen,
so of
do
course
it,
it's
you know.
blue pigs.
I mean, they have a lot of
Big
those
city,
issues
yeah.
where it's like their
So
leadership.
call the
is,
hogs,
you know,
and yeah, it's a
get
whole
money,
thing, but
Get the
yeah.
job, and it's like, you know,
Good.
you're getting it,
A
but you're not making
regional
money.
college
and
for
then,
our
you know,
area.
Yes.
I think
Just
that,
cutting corners.
Yeah, oh,
because
yeah.
you're not
And I
making
know a lot of
money,
people-
and
you can get
A
used
lot
to
in
it.
Texas.
you know, all that stuff.
That's kind of what they were saying too, they were like, it was a bigger,
Because
huge
when I was,
job.
this was 5 years ago that I was applying for colleges, that was an option.
Guys do the work.
I gotta have those, yeah, Amazon one, they, yeah, it was like,
It's a
they
big
wanted
one.
to get Amazon because of the name,
And,
but then
Where
it's
is
like, it wasn't, yeah.
Fast
You
Mill.
guys.
And then it was like,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, I
like,
didn't
you work
They're-
with Amazon, you got, yeah,
huge,
you know,
tons
they're
of
like, they want a warehouse, yeah.
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 Sorry.
Yeah, procurement issues because
Right,
there's,
yeah,
you know,
they're out of
warehouses
state.
everywhere else in the country and like,
What?
yeah, there's only so
Well, they
many
might get
places,
in
yeah.
states to touch
You
it.
know, manufacturing, they're like, you know, even steel and stuff, like,
I bet Arkansas is closer than in-state.
it's
Yeah.
balances, you know.
It's just a straight shot south. I mean,
How
it's
big
pretty-
is
yeah.
your school?
You worked in Arkansas?
Yeah, it's-
My
yeah.
daughter's incoming freshman class was 5,000.
5,000 to like 20,000.
So, yeah, I mean,
It's huge.
If you get on a good, like,
Well,
team.
UKC is about 15,000.
Yeah, but it's like an urban campus, this is like all the kids in
There's
one
any of
place.
us.
That's why we stayed
Yeah.
here.
It's
You know,
one
it's
How's it on
like,
that over there?
perfect.
They use
Cheaper.
35 to 40
It's on 1926.
When I was
Yeah.
there,
They had a
the
record
town
for
was always
that.
like.
Platte Region.
Yeah.
We're the two kids in the car. It's not weird.
Like, then that's a gap.
Yeah, it is. There's like an
Yep.
opening there
Cause
where
your
there's-
oldest is gonna be a sophomore this year.
Starts learning.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
some- These guys
My little one's
are
an 8th
retired.
grader, she's last year.
yeah.
And then you're gonna have another high schooler, oh, you're gonna have a freshman and a senior at the same time. That's how my
It's
feel
where
bad
he
for
was like-
Well, I was the opposite, she just wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah.
I'd see her in the hallways and be like, yeah, it's my sister, and she'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
Rude.
Yeah, where you- yeah, where you-
and now she's a freshman in college.
I don't know. It's like, we don't wanna
Fast.
teach their skills.
She has COVID right now at school.
Yeah, take it.
Oh, no.
And she's in Florida, she's by herself, and
Oh.
doesn't have time to take care of herself.
I'm just going to college now.
I think she's mentally feeling worse than physically.
Current strain hangs around. We had it in our household, my husband had it for 5 weeks.
Oh, gosh.
So you tested positive for 5 weeks, or you just felt bad for 5 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it can,
Goes back to,
you know, depends on the type of work you're doing.
Just the urgent.
Yeah, keep it in mind. I work as well.
Alright.
It's 6 PM on Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. Let's call this meeting of the Merriam Parks and Recreation Advisory Board to order, please. Let the records reflect that we do have a quorum of voting members in attendance. First item on the agenda, roll call, you're here, right? Anybody who's not here, please speak up. All right, thank you. Kathy Stoll, you're here. Public comments, we have a member of the public in attendance this evening.
No comments this evening.
This comment has been made in the form of microphones. Honored to run your meeting faithfully, as usual. The Crestview PTA request, the individuals from the PTA aren't here. Are you making a request for them?
Well, no, their, I can put their, this was their letter that they had submitted. And they have talked with Lisa, but we have the date, but what we don't have is the actual times. And we would need those times to figure out if it's after hours, do we need additional staff? Are they gonna have alcohol? If they do have alcohol, then we have to see if, the alcohol permit process and the security company, which is our police officers, would need to be made. So, at this point, let you know that they have sent a letter, so we'll try to get some more information, and we will put it on next month's agenda, where we can discuss it. So, unfortunately, I don't know all the details, but we just know some of the details.
Dave, I can't read the letter. Is the date on the letter?
February
22nd.
Yeah, February,
2025.
yeah,
So it's 6 months.
2/22?
February 22nd, yep. It's tacos and trivia night. It does sound like fun.
They would serve alcohol.
I would assume so. Oh, you have?
That's
At least
the
a
thing
beer.
that's unbearable.
I feel like.
Can't have tacos without beer.
Somebody that she texted me the other day and I forgot to write her back.
Oh, okay.
But last year's taco and trivia night started at 6 p.m.
Oh, 6 p.m., okay.
So I would gather they'd like to start somewhere between 6 and 6:30.
Because it's a mix of school age parents.
Yeah,
who are
mostly like
attending,
parents of kids at the school, and then like my friend, she invites a lot
and
of
the
the
people they
neighbors
can
to
drag.
come. Yeah,
What night of the week is that?
Saturday.
Saturday? Oh.
And so, Anna, like I said, we really will discuss it next month, but,
Yeah.
but she had us check, not only availability, but from last year, how often Saturday nights are rented in February. February obviously is a, winter month, so we did rent every single Saturday, in February last year, with the exception, one was, our own event. So it is a popular requested date, so it's nice that they're starting early with their request.
It's pretty reasonable. They're anticipating 140, which is not a small
No.
event.
Yeah, tacos.
Yeah.
And it's very energetic, with music and
Yeah.
it's lively and people engaged. So it's just to understand that it's not some quiet people in a room knitting.
And then
Elementary school.
Livelier than.
Parents night out.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
Last year, I think the last 2 years, it was at Knights of Columbus in Shawnee.
Okay.
And I know she had said she'd love to do something a little nicer and closer to
And
the
closer
school
to-
on our side.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And it's been up at the shrine a couple of times as well.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of the other years, a couple years ago, their request wasn't, we were already booked, where the night that they wanted to pick was already unavailable, so. Anyway, do you have any questions about the request? And once we
So
know.
do they, I'm sorry, do they use our kitchen for cooking, or do they?
Well,
to cater
remember,
in?
our kitchen is catering kitchen, so they would have it prepared and then they would come in and just keep things warm or cold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We emphasize that to all our groups because the kitchen's really not designed to bring in, giant crock pots or things that, or any type of cooking.
Or cook.
Yeah, it's really designed just to, hey, you're gonna either cater it or you're gonna bring in food. We're just gonna keep it warm or keep it cold. We really only had one group that did not get the memo on that. And, they blew circuit breakers and, because it wasn't not designed for a lot of cooking things. It happened once, so. Any other questions?
Well, I think the question that always comes up is how does this help Merriam? When we're asked for a reduction.
Yes, correct.
There's a school in Merriam and these are families and kids who live in Merriam, so I think
Yes.
in this instance, we have a direct path of aid to our own community.
Correct.
When doing this, so.
I totally agree. My kids don't even go to Crestview, and all my neighbors do, and they're great people, and I think it'd be cool for the school to have their event right here by the school, like where most people live, so I'd be
Yeah.
in favor of offering them that if we can.
And I
Wanna
think
vote next
Kathy
time?
kind of shared
Yeah.
her sentiment too.
So are we gonna vote on this?
No,
Not
no,
tonight.
Not
but at
tonight.
the September meeting.
It'll be the next meeting, yeah, September.
All right. So
Is there any
the question-
particular reason why we can't vote on it tonight?
Yes. We don't do that.
Our process is review and
Yeah,
then recommend.
review.
That's fine.
And that way, we're gonna be able to come next month. What they're basically telling it's coming to you next month.
Okay.
And next month, we will have all those, the times, is it after hours? Do they require security? So we'll have, the rates, what, because it's a fundraiser, technically it'd be commercial rate. So commercial is our very highest rental cost, commercial, non-resident, and resident. So kind of like we do for the Girl Scouts, we, waive that down to the resident rate so that they're saving, that money. So I don't even know if their request is, hey, can we request down to the resident rate?
Oh, okay.
Or do we wanna, donate the whole room, basically?
Okay, so they're not, in this letter, they're not asking for a rate.
She just
Correct.
asked for a reduction.
Just a reduction in
Okay.
fees, is what she said.
So, I guess the main reason I asked that question is there a possibility something else can be scheduled that evening without going through this committee?
Since the letter has been sent to us and it is in Lisa's court, she would not rent something, I guess like on hold would be a good way of saying it. So she would not book something on the 22nd until after next meeting, so that,
Okay.
and so that she knows whether it's a yes or no
Okay.
for the room. Yeah.
If questions occur to you, or you have concerns, please direct them to Dave and Anna, and they'll either share them with us all at once, or,
And Lee,
bank them until the meeting is.
yeah, Lisa's in charge of all our rental spaces, so she's been in contact with Kelly, and so she'll get more of that information between now and next month's meeting. We just basically want to put it on your radar that they would like a reduction in fees. Okay.
Thank you. So next up on our agenda is review of the minutes of the June meeting. We did not have a quorum in attendance at the July meeting, so we just had conversation, so and discussion. So we weren't able to approve the minutes from the June meeting. You had the opportunity to review them. Are there errors you'd like to correct, edits you'd like to make, amendments you think are important to communicate meeting business conduct? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve these minutes.
I'll move to approve the June minute.
And
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The June minutes are approved. We also want to approve the minutes of our discussion. We conducted no business at the July meeting, but we did have a discussion as a group, and we want to enter that conversation into the record because we did meet publicly. You've all had the opportunity to review the minutes of that discussion. Do you have any amendments, edits, or changes? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I move that we approve the discussion.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes of the discussion are approved. Staff reports.
Okay, Hannah included in her packet the August update. And do any of you have any questions? One of the things that, just to kind of clarify that I wanted to kind of talk about is that, the city council did approve an ordinance for EV cars. And we're a little bit unique in that in our facility we have 4 EV spots, but 2 of them also are a handicap stall. So the ordinance basically said, if you are not an EV car, you can't park in the EV spots. If so, you can get ticketed. It's a $100 ticket. And so the confusion, which we're kind of having with patrons, is, okay, so now does it mean in our EV/handicap stalls, do I need to be handicapped and I have to have an EV vehicle? And if you have a handicap placard, you can park in the handicap stall. And so we also have the EV stalls. There are just 2 of them that are right next or across the way. So that was a little bit of confusion, and because it might be a small number of people that would both be A, handicapped, and B, have an EV vehicle. So,
It's a signage issue.
well, and that's it was, bless you, we actually had it signed, something first, I think, where we removed that sign to where now it's just handicap and EV in those 2 spots. And if we see that it's an issue or we need to add more ADA spots, we certainly can do that. We can add them not only on the bottom, but we could add a couple upstairs on the top level, because the elevator is right there. We have the handicap door, so that's another option if we wanted to add.
I think that's what Rebecca was talking about
Yes.
last month.
Yeah, it was very nice that she complimented us on
Yeah.
on our accessibility and things, which is good. Was there anything?
I have a question about the
Yes.
library meeting. It's my own curiosity. Are we still getting books back returned here by library?
No,
units?
it's, it's.
That was an issue.
Yes, it's interesting that you said that. Yes, we did get some, they came in to our building thinking we were the library, and we would say, just turn around and you can see library. So the library's kind of done some temporary signage, so that as people come out of the parking structure, they kind of see, okay, yeah, this is the library. Because they don't have a library sign on that side of the building. And then they've also requested to, like when we opened, we found that people get in the parking structure and then they didn't know where to go. So we had to put in signage that had, Merriam Community Center with an arrow telling them that they have to go outside through the, plaza and yes, yeah.
It's
It
the
was-
open building over there where people are going in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be where you wanna go.
Yeah, we,
Leave
it's
a
not-
waste of water.
yeah, we had bingo players, first bingo, senior bingo. A lot of elderly ladies would come in and they would ride the elevator up and ride the elevator down, and they would just ride, they just got confused. So that's why we have the signage in the tower. And the library has also asked that they could maybe add some signage as well, so that people, if they come through the tower, either come down from the top level or they're coming in from the lower level, they would know kind of where to go. But no, that's kind of stopped. I mean, initially we had some, but that has kind of stopped. Yes, we are not a library.
Any other questions about director's report?
Okay.
Monthly membership report.
And here we go. So Anna included the monthly membership report, and as you can see, we are already surpassed last year's, which is excellent. Did you have any questions about the membership report? We're still getting new members, which is fantastic. We are getting a few cancellations, but it's normal. It's normally, it's either they found that it's for non-usage, or they've relocated. That we haven't gotten a single, or that to my knowledge, we don't have one that says that they were unhappy with services provided or classes or facility-wide. They really enjoyed it. Okay. And then Anna also, did you want annual visit comparison? This is the graph that she puts in. It kind of can compare last year to this year. There was a slight reduction in membership visits from last year. Or I'm sorry, we're up 269 from versus 13,858. Any questions about this report? Okay. And then Anna also submitted the financial report for expenditures, and as you can say, we're over halfway through our financial season, and both we are below 50% in expenditures, and we are above 50% in revenue. Did you have any questions about the budget?
Just to clarify, the expenses listed are to date and the budget listed is annual.
Correct. Yep. Okay. Anything about Anna's reports? Does anybody have any more questions about those? Okay, good.
And now, Dave's report.
And now my reports, yes. The We Scream for Ice Cream, celebrating our 4th year. at the community center. We had approximately around 300 people that attended. It was a well-attended event. It was very warm, but we were able to give out some ice cream, which was a lot of fun, and kids enjoyed the mermaid and the pirate show.
Did we have any of our advisory board attending? Our house was still dealing with illness, so.
We were still out of town.
Cruise night. Remember, the cruise night's designed to kind of pump up and get everybody excited for the car show. And we had 2 this year. And this one, we had approximately about 200 people and about 80 cars. And Dennis LaFoon Trio was our group. And Jenna attended that event, helped Ingrid. Concert in the courtyard. Around 100 people participated in the concert in the courtyard. This is, we had closer to 200 last year. So Renee's kind of looking at if we need to retool or revamp or do something a little bit different for this particular event.
Judging by the previous event, if it were a concert in the courtyard with ice cream.
There you go. That's right.
There was an ice cream truck.
That's right. That's right. Yes, that's a very good, very good observation.
Demographic.
I will say, I think like the first Friday after school starts, that just is a lot.
Yes, yes,
So like, I
true.
was like, we're not going anywhere.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. So we may look, that's a good point, we could maybe just look at maybe a different date. Okay. So that is all the evaluations part of my report. We do have some upcoming events. This would be our next gallery opening will be next Thursday. And it's a single artist show, which is kind of unique. We don't always have that. We normally combine 2 or 3 different artists. I know for this next year, Ingrid had just probably the greatest number of submittals to show in 2025. So we're going to have many triple artist shows just to try to get, and they were a lot of them were very, very good. So we want to try to include them. So next year you'll probably see more 3 artist shows.
Joe is a Wyandotte County resident, but
Oh.
probably one of the most significant artists in our community, working today. He shows nationally, he's in the collection of the Merriam Museum. He's a really impressive name.
Okay. Well, please come to the opening. That would be awesome.
If anyone struggles to see pink, they have colorblind glasses.
What's that? Yeah.
Exactly.
Next one is Family Pizza Bingo Night. It's Friday, September 20th, where we combine pizza and bingo. So that is also sounds like a lot of fun.
Are you playing with pieces of number one?
What's that? No, we are not, but that would be fun. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll give up.
And you have to eat your way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Bite marks is how you.
Blackout.
Yes, blackout. Here's the August update for the farmers market. Once again, really great numbers for shoppers versus last year. I think we're going to end up with a lot more people than we did last year. And they also celebrated National Farmers Market Week, which was August 3rd. And we had a fun event with the sun catchers, which was a lot of fun. Scott, how was your season? You doing well at farmers market?
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had better years, but it's not bad. I
Okay.
mean, crowd's good.
Good. Okay. Thanks.
It's not bad.
Okay, Merriam Drive live update. The only update that I wanted to share with you is that we're gonna do something a little bit different with our cornhole tournament. We're actually gonna have Midwest Elite Cornhole Group run our tournament, so it'll be professionally run, I guess is what you might say, where we might have attract some better play. Not that it's okay to have recreational players, but we may have some really good players that'll come and participate in the tournament, and they'll be playing for a cash.
Are there different levels?
We initially we're gonna do a competitive and a novice or beginner league. But just this last week, the organizers came back and said, we have seen kind of a decline of the tournament numbers, decline in the number of teams that are participating over the summer. So he says, I think rather than do the two, I think we just need to do one. One was $60 and one was $40. So we're gonna do just one, the $40 one. And he says, depending upon how many teams we get out of pool play, they can sift and put people in, a more competitive situation where, the teams that have winning records will be in one, and so we'll just see how many teams participate. But it should be a lot of fun. Have a good time. And that's all I have for reports.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Is there any new business from members of the crab that you'd like to bring to our attention? Moving on to other business, our committee update. The last meeting of the art committee, the findings of the master plan for the community were put into action, and a site was identified by members of the committee for a first foray into this new iteration of the art committee. And it's a very interesting spot down by Chalet Park. An unexpected spot, and I think that was very interesting to a lot of members of the committee. That was not a conventional place for a plinth with a statue on it, right? So the other interesting thing I think that's going to happen is in the announcement, we're going to let artists or proposing groups know what we were talking about as we discussed this project and some of the pluses and minuses of this site, rather than making it a guessing game for artists who want to propose. We're going to publish the findings of our master plan in the proposal, just saying here's stuff that's important to our community and things that they'd like to see in works of public art. And here's what our committee was just talking about as a maybe, but you're not limited to that in any way, because that's what you want to do with proposals, is trust the imaginations and intelligence of the people who are doing the proposing, and see where that takes you. So I don't know where Lauren is with the release of that RFQ, because it is an RFQ. You're not proposing a finished work, you're proposing your ability to do something, and then the city will hire you to do a specific thing in that place.
Yeah, I think she's in the, because of that spot, I think she's reaching out or has gotten a contact of DOT to make sure that, hey, can we even do something here?
Just under the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, the railroad's there, DOT, and so,
Yeah.
so I think she's at that stage right now.
Interesting.
And sharing it around with staff, because you don't want to surprise that, yes, we're putting up a thing where you're planning to tear up the road.
Oh, yeah.
That just makes sense. So, because we're a small enough town.
Yes.
You should be able to do that. Thus concludes my report from the art committee.
Okay.
Stay
Exciting.
tuned. There's nothing else to concern our assembly. Entertain the motion to adjourn.
We adjourn.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
That's record time for us.
You're gonna make it. Well, when the information goes out, you read it, hopefully you read it. I don't,
Oh, shocking.
it's a fine balance. I don't wanna have to just read it back to you.
Right. Texas, okay.
Good. So yeah.
How's Anna doing?
Good,
Yeah.
yeah, she's,
In fact,
I stopped by this morning, and
lingering side effects from the surgery.
she had been
but,
just like on her street,
we have to
walking back and forth.
There's
Which,
a lot of
that's
worries
very
about,
good, right?
pregnancy
Well,
issues
she
like
said that
this,
she went like
but,
a
she's
mile,
actually doing really good
like
with
she
it,
went
so-
off her street and kind
Good
of
to see
into
you're
the
happy to be back
subdivision.
and, yeah, getting back
And so,
into-
yeah.
Well, she lost
So-
because she taken some
Yeah.
medical
Yeah,
stuff.
thanks for asking.
Well, and that was actually my advice to her was, one, take a big
Manage your
do
pain.
your exercise.
Yeah.
You do that.
No, it's pretty well, but
Yeah.
at least,
Her knee
yeah,
resting.
I don't know, it's a big campus, so.
Yeah, so yeah, she's doing real good.
Good, well, tell her I said hi.
I will.
Yeah,
Bye.
but yeah, we're glad we went there, so, man.
Yeah, yeah.
had other
We'll work on
information,
it tomorrow.
better, you know, like, my wife had a rare condition where she pretty much
I've got
wasn't
a
breaking
bunch
down,
of words
chemo,
on the thing.
so,
I need to do one that
like
makes
our
sense.
local oncologist, he
Yes.
was like, he's only seen it like 2 or 3 times, it's like, you know, it's less than 5
It makes sense to me,
people.
if you read it, you'd be like, I
You're
don't
like,
see
oh,
what
is
that
this-
says.
So it's good to go like in the area where they see it a lot more often and kind of give you a better, you know, perspective, so it's,
What?
yeah, everything's good. Back in the normal.
Yeah.
Runs swimmingly.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Have a good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, thanks for leading the group. So are you gonna do more videos or?
No.
He's a movie
Probably.
star.
You know, I share the limelight, so if anybody else in the staff wants to do that, because I'm kind of by default, so yeah, it goes out and then, yeah.
Billy, see you later. See you, George.
Okay, yeah, my own video, and then like, it took me a long time just, it's like, okay, it's just like this. Yeah, your voice, yes, yeah, it's still.
There was more than